Behind your back, your sister committed a horrible act. They were assisted with her by a family member. Archangel Michael says, you are about to uncover a truth so sharp it will cut through every illusion you ever held about loyalty, family, and trust. The air around you feels heavy because something was already set into motion long before you sense danger. This is not just about whispers or rumors, this is about an act committed behind your back, an act so vile that it threatens the very stability of your life. It was your sister. She moved with precision, with intent, and with the knowledge that what she was doing could not be undone once it began. But she was not alone. A family member you thought stood on your side, someone who should have been your shield, instead became her shadow, assisting her in silence. The first steps of their betrayal were cloaked in normal conversations and casual visits. They smiled, laughed, and acted as though everything between you was as it always had been. But behind closed doors, their discussions were strategic, their eyes sharp, their words poisoned with greed and resentment. This was not a single impulsive decision, it was a carefully built plan, piece by piece, until the day came when action replaced talk. A signature here, a favor called in there, and your name began to be dragged into something you never agreed to. They did this not for your protection, but for their own gain. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The betrayal grew roots in the smallest of places. A meeting you were never told about, a phone call you never received, and a document you never saw, all hidden from you by those who share your blood. They wanted you blind so they could act without resistance. Archangel Michael says, there is a reason you have been feeling uneasy for weeks now. That restlessness inside you was your spirit's warning, an internal alarm that something was wrong. And now, the truth is bleeding through the cracks they failed to seal. You might have noticed subtle changes in how they spoke to you, little hesitations when you asked direct questions. That was the sound of their guilt trying to stay hidden. Every look they exchanged when you entered a room carried the weight of the secret they were keeping. Their act was not only harmful but dangerous. It involved something of yours that was never theirs to touch. By assisting her, that family member crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. And the worst part is, they believe you still have no idea. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The betrayal did not end with their actions, it deepened with their silence. Even now, they operate as if the mask will never fall, believing that their bond with each other is stronger than the bond they once shared with you. They are wrong. Archangel Michael says, divine light is moving fast in your favor, and soon every shadow they tried to hide in will be burned away. The truth will rise, and when it does, it will not be you who is left exposed, it will be them. You will hear their names whispered in places you never expected. You will see their plans unravel in ways they did not foresee. Every false step they took to hurt you will become the stone they trip over. The time is near when you will be given clear proof, undeniable evidence, of what was done, when it was done, and who stood beside your sister to make it happen. That moment will change everything. Type Amen to get blessing 999. From here, the air around them will grow tense. Their movements will become rushed, their conversations cut short when others draw near. The walls they built to protect themselves are already cracking. Every secret has a shelf life, and theirs is about to expire. This is the season where hidden things are being pulled into the open. And the betrayal behind your back will no longer be whispered, it will be spoken in front of them. Archangel Michael says, the divine is not only exposing this act but preparing justice that fits the weight of their crime. This will not pass without consequence. They will face a mirror they cannot turn away from, forced to see the reflection of their own choices. And when that day comes, you will no longer feel the sting of their betrayal, you will feel the victory of truth standing in your corner. Archangel Michael says, the moment their scheme began, the energy around your home shifted. You might not have noticed it at first, but every sound felt slightly off, every conversation carried an invisible weight. The very walls of your space seemed to hold secrets they dared not speak in your presence. They moved with precision, each step calculated to keep you in the dark. The family member who assisted your sister played a dangerous role, smiling in your face while quietly clearing the path for her betrayal. They were the bridge between her intent and the outcome she sought, removing obstacles you would have used to stop her. They knew what they were doing was wrong, yet their greed outweighed any loyalty they once claimed to have for you. They shared whispers late at night, their voices low, ensuring no one outside their circle would hear. These were not casual discussions, they were strategy meetings disguised as ordinary family interactions. The more they acted, the bolder they became. Small acts of deception turned into larger, riskier moves. With each success, they believed themselves untouchable, certain you would never piece the puzzle together. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their betrayal was not just an act of malice, it was a theft of trust so profound that it reshaped the foundation of your family ties. Every moment they pretended to care was another knife driven deeper into the bond you once shared. They had convinced themselves that they could take what was yours without consequence. Archangel Michael says, the truth has a way of finding cracks in even the strongest walls of deception. And your truth is coming, faster than they can prepare for. They do not yet know that eyes have been watching, ears have been listening, and evidence has been collecting in silence. Your sister, guided by her own ambition, underestimated you. She assumed her bond with the assisting family member would protect her from exposure. But that very bond will be the thread that unravels their entire plan. There are already signs of strain between them. Mistrust is seeping into their alliance, making them question each other's loyalty. This crack in their unity is where the light will break through. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They fear what you might discover, but they fear even more what others will say once the truth is public. Reputation is everything to them, and they built theirs on a carefully constructed image of innocence. Once shattered, that image will never be restored. You will not have to confront them with anger, the proof will speak louder than any words you could use. Documents, messages, and testimonies will surface, painting a clear and undeniable picture of what they did. The world they tried to build on lies will collapse beneath their feet. Archangel Michael says, justice in this matter will not come slowly, it will come with swiftness that will take even you by surprise. They will watch their carefully laid plans crumble before they can salvage them. And you will stand in the place of victory, untouched by the destruction they created for themselves. This moment will be a turning point in your life. Not only will the betrayal be exposed, but your strength will become undeniable to everyone who witnesses your rise from this darkness. They will realize too late that they should have never underestimated you. Type Amen to get blessing 999. From here, the chain reaction begins. Every secret leads to another revelation, every lie leads to another truth. Their attempt to bury the evidence will only make it more visible. Their silence will grow heavier as those around them begin to question their actions. Conversations will change when they enter the room, glances will be exchanged, and whispers will follow them everywhere they go. The walls they built to hide in will feel smaller and smaller until there is no escape. Archangel Michael says, the divine hand has already moved the first piece of justice into place. This will be a process that ends not only in your vindication but in a powerful lesson for everyone involved. They will know without a doubt that your protection is not of this world. When it is over, you will walk away with your peace, your strength, and your dignity intact. And they will be left with the ruins of what they tried to steal from you. The same hands that betrayed you will be the ones that dig their own downfall. The cracks in their story grow louder than their excuses, and those who used to admire them begin to feel uneasy around their presence. They notice inconsistencies in the timelines, mismatched details in their explanations, and the tension that sits behind their smiles. The house of cards that looked tall from afar now trembles with every small truth that surfaces. You will see small signs of the unraveling in everyday places. A misdirected message will land where you can see it, and a careless remark will reveal more than they intended. A person who once stood quietly on the sidelines will gather the courage to speak. In the background, their alliance strains under the pressure of exposure. They retreat into private conversations, yet every hurried whisper only deepens suspicion. They are realizing that the risk they took is beginning to cost them more than they imagined. A door that used to be closed to you will open at the right moment. Records they believed were hidden will slip free from their hands and into yours. You will feel the momentum shift as truth begins to stand on your side. Their plan depended on your silence, your trust, and your lack of access. Now you carry a calm clarity that does not shout or panic, only gathers. Every step you take is measured, deliberate, and aligned with a greater order. They sense your calm and confuse it for weakness. They do not yet understand that silence can be strength when guided by certainty. You are not retreating, you are preparing. Those who once believed their performance will start to question their own memories. They will remember how often your sister avoided your direct gaze when she spoke. They will recall how the assisting family member always arrived too quickly to defend her. One by one, people will distance themselves from their narrative. The hold they once had over the family atmosphere will loosen. You will notice the shift in tone, the softer respect that returns when your name is spoken. The truth does not need to be rushed to be powerful. It unfolds like a series of precise steps, each one landing when it must. What is yours returns with a sense of inevitability. They tried to make you the outsider in your own story. They tried to fold your light into their shadow so they could move without being seen. Now the shadow thins as your presence steadies and widens. You did not invite this war, yet you were built to withstand it. Your heart carries a resilience they underestimated. The storm they designed to drown you becomes the water that lifts your vessel. Their greatest mistake was believing that harm done in secret leaves no trace. Every action leaves an imprint somewhere. Those imprints are aligning to form a clear path back to the source. You will feel the moment when the air clears. It will arrive like a quiet click inside your chest. That is the sound of truth settling into its rightful place. In quiet hours, the assisting family member replays every move. Their mind runs through the details and catches on the moments they cannot undo. Guilt is heavy when it finally acknowledges itself. The rope that tethered them to your sister begins to burn their hands. What once felt like loyalty now feels like weight. They will start to think about stepping back to save themselves. When the first confession comes, it will not arrive with fanfare. It will slip into a small conversation as if it were nothing. But those words will open the largest door. Your task is simple and steady. Hold your peace as proof arranges itself in front of you. Let consequence meet choice without interruption. They may attempt to distract the room with sudden claims of innocence. They may try to project their actions onto others. These attempts will feel thin and brittle against the density of evidence. You will notice your own body relax as this unfolds. The tightness that once gripped your shoulders will release. Your sleep will deepen, and your mornings will feel lighter. The world will not end for you because of what they did. It will, instead, reorient around your strength. You will remember who you are beyond what they tried to take. There is a path forward that does not require you to carry their weight. You will take back what is yours without wearing their shame. You will not rescue them from the mirror they set before themselves. In the days ahead, opportunities will rise that they never planned for you to have. Each one will feel like a breath of clean air after a window is opened. Walk through them without apology. Those who truly stand with you will show their alignment in actions. They will help you restore what was disturbed. Their loyalty will not be loud, it will be consistent. If they attempt one last move, it will come from fear rather than strategy. Fear is clumsy. It reveals itself even as it tries to hide. When the conversation finally turns outward, let your truth be direct and simple. You do not need dramatic words. You only need to name what happened as it happened. The power of your naming will settle the room. Those who believed lies will feel the ground under them shift. Those who wavered will move closer to your side. Your sister will realize the distance she created cannot be crossed with a single apology. The assisting family member will understand that consequence is not cruelty. Consequence is the natural echo of choice. You are not obligated to reopen every door. You are permitted to protect the peace you rebuilt. You are allowed to let some chapters end. In private, you will gather your remaining tenderness like light. You will not let this experience harden you into stone. You will let it refine the way you choose, love, and guard your spirit. The space inside you that once held confusion will now hold clarity. Clarity is clean. It does not drag you into arguments, it lifts you above them. Their path from this point belongs to them. It will not run through your home unless they meet the truth and repair what they broke. Even then, the terms will be sober, steady, and written by your boundaries. People will ask how you remained so composed. You will say you chose not to live inside their storm. You built a shelter of focus and patience, and it held. What was meant to bury you became the soil for your next season. From that ground, new growth will rise strong and uncomplicated. Your future will not be delayed. The circle of your life will close around devoted hands. You will find yourself surrounded by those who value honesty. Your days will feel like they belong to you again. It is not your task to teach them the lesson. Life has already enrolled them in a class they cannot skip. They will sit with what they did until understanding arrives. The moment of full exposure will be clear and irreversible. Their names will be attached to their actions without distortion. What was cloudy turns exact. You will receive a message that confirms what your spirit has known for weeks. It will include a detail only the guilty could have left behind. That detail will lock the narrative in place. When the door of exposure opens fully, stand tall in the frame. Let your presence be the final sentence. Then step into the light that does not require their permission. Your tomorrow is wider than their plot. Your peace is deeper than their drama. Your purpose is older than their envy. Those who matter will feel proud of how you carried this. They will trust your leadership more than before. Your quiet strength becomes the story people remember. The energy around your home shifts again, but this time it is clean. The rooms feel honest. The walls feel like they hold only what belongs to you. You will continue, not as a person wounded beyond repair, but as one refined. The scar will be a line of wisdom, not a mark of defeat. You will love your life without apologizing for the blessings that choose you. What they took will return multiplied by time and favor. What they tried to stain will shine brighter because it survived. What they labeled as weakness will be known as endurance. There will come a day when you pass them on the street and feel nothing heavy. You will not carry anger like a stone. You will walk past with the dignity of someone who reclaimed their own story. Honor the path that brought you here. Honor the self who kept breathing through the pressure. Honor the future that opens because you would not break. If apologies come, you will hear them with discernment. If they do not come, you will still choose completion. Your wholeness does not wait for their acknowledgement. The doors that closed against you will open wider than before. Work will flow with new ease because you are no longer pulling their weight. Relationships will meet you at your standard. The lesson stands complete inside you. It guides you without bitterness. It protects you without fear. You have crossed the bridge from shock to sovereignty. The river beneath you carries away what you no longer need. On the far side, your steps sound like certainty on clean ground. They will try to rewrite the ending when they realize how far you have come. They will offer softer versions of the truth. Those versions will not survive contact with the facts. Your steadiness will remain the quiet center of every room you enter. The story of your resilience will travel ahead of you. Doors will open because your name now means clarity. You will bless your days with simple routines that keep your peace strong. You will choose conversations that add to your life. You will invest in places that honor your presence. Let the record show what was done and who participated. Let the record also show how you rose. Both truths belong in the same archive. From this point, growth will feel less like struggle and more like alignment. The right people will find you as if drawn by design. Your path will feel like a road finally cleared. Their season of control is over. Your season of authorship is here. Write the next pages with the pen they tried to steal. Your lineage will remember this turn. They will speak of the moment the cycle broke. They will learn to protect what is sacred with quiet courage. Stand easy in your restored ground. Let your breath be slow, your decisions steady, your heart guarded and open. The horizon ahead belongs to you. And when the last echo of their scheme fades, you will hear only the sound of your life moving forward. That sound is bright and unwavering. It carries you into days that feel simple, honest, and entirely yours. The air around you feels lighter now, almost as if the weight they placed on your shoulders has dissolved into the distance. You no longer walk with the heaviness of suspicion, because the truth has already done its work. What they meant for harm has transformed into a strange kind of fuel, powering your steps into a future they cannot follow. Your sister, once emboldened by the secrecy of her act, is no longer moving with confidence. The assisting family member who once whispered strategies now speaks less, choosing silence out of fear of saying too much. Their alliance, once strong in deception, is weakened by cracks they cannot repair. Every place they enter, eyes follow them, not with admiration but with the quiet recognition of truth. Their names carry a different weight now, no longer wrapped in innocence but marked by the memory of their choices. They feel the shift in the way people speak to them, how conversations shorten and warmth fades. This is the invisible justice that lingers long after the initial exposure. It is not loud, but it is steady, and it is relentless. No matter where they go, the shadow of what they did moves with them. In contrast, your life takes on a clarity it has not held in years. Each morning feels like a beginning rather than a continuation of their storm. You are free to think beyond survival, to dream without their interference. Opportunities begin to appear, not forced, but arriving naturally. People you have not spoken to in years resurface, offering support, guidance, and new paths forward. Doors open without you having to push them. Your circle grows smaller, but it grows stronger. The people who remain are those whose loyalty is unshaken. These are the hands that hold you steady, the voices that speak truth even when it is quiet. They underestimated how deeply protected you are. They believed that betrayal could break you, but it only refined your awareness. Now, nothing enters your space without passing through the filter of your discernment. There is a particular moment that will stay with you, a glance exchanged between them when they realized you knew. It will remind you of the exact point when the power shifted back into your hands. It was silent, but it was final. The months ahead will not be haunted by their actions. Instead, they will be shaped by the lessons you carry. You will step differently now, not in fear, but in full command of your direction. When their names are mentioned in your presence, you will not flinch. Your body will no longer react with the sharp edge of betrayal. Instead, you will feel the calm certainty of someone who has already crossed that fire. Your sister may attempt a soft return, choosing words meant to soften the truth. The family member may reach out with a tone of regret, but without the full ownership of what they did. You will hear them clearly and decide without hesitation what access they are permitted. You do not need their approval, their closeness, or their validation. Your peace does not depend on their presence. You will guard that truth as the most valuable thing you gain from this. The story of their betrayal will fade in the minds of others, but it will remain clear to you. Not as a wound, but as a marker, a point in time when you chose to protect yourself without apology. That choice will continue to shape the way you live. From here, you will find yourself smiling for no reason other than freedom. Your laughter will sound different, unforced and unbroken. Even your silence will feel rich, filled with your own company. Those who once sided with them will see the truth more clearly over time. They will return with quieter voices, perhaps carrying their own apologies. You will receive them without bitterness, but without lowering your guard. Your path will remain forward, even when reminders appear. You will not loop back into their story. You have your own story to live now, one they can no longer touch. The protection over your life is not temporary. It is constant, a shield they could never see but always existed. It is what carried you through, and it is what will carry you still. You will never forget how it felt to stand in the quiet aftermath, realizing you had survived what was meant to undo you. It will be the reminder that you are stronger than you believed. And that strength will be the foundation for everything that comes next. The day will come when you look back at this chapter with gratitude, not for their actions, but for the way you rose from them. That day is closer than you think. When it arrives, you will know without doubt, you are free, and you are whole. And as the days pass, the distance between you and their betrayal grows wider, yet the clarity of what they did remains sharp in your memory. You no longer wake up wondering what's happening behind your back, because the veil has been lifted. The truth is now a permanent part of your awareness, shaping how you move, who you trust, and where you place your energy. Your sister feels that shift even if she doesn't speak it aloud. She notices the way your eyes no longer search for her approval, the way your voice carries a firmness she cannot bend. It unsettles her, because the control she once thought she had is gone. The family member who stood with her is not at ease either. They sense the walls closing in, not from you chasing them, but from the quiet, unstoppable force of truth. They carry their choices like a heavy chain, no matter how much they try to mask it in public smiles. In gatherings, the atmosphere changes when they enter. Laughter slows, conversations shift, and people glance at each other in silent recognition. The warmth they once received without effort now has to be earned, and they no longer know how. Their private alliance, once built on shared secrecy, is beginning to erode from within. They disagree on what should happen next, on whether they should confess or continue pretending. That disagreement plants seeds of mistrust that grow quickly in the dark. It's in the small things that the unraveling shows. A misplaced document, a comment said too loudly, a friend who suddenly keeps their distance. Every little fracture adds to the quiet collapse of their scheme. You, on the other hand, are not chasing them, you are building. Every day you add something new to your life, a stronger boundary, a deeper relationship, a clearer plan for your future. You're no longer reacting to their moves, you're setting your own course. The energy around you reflects that shift. People who value honesty are drawn to you without you having to call them. Opportunities that were once blocked begin to show themselves again, like doors reopening after a long silence. Even your presence has changed. When you walk into a room, you do not carry the weight of their betrayal, you carry the weight of your resilience. That presence speaks louder than any confrontation ever could. There will come a time when they attempt to rewrite the story. They will present themselves as victims, as people who were misunderstood. But the people who know the truth will not be swayed, because your steadiness has told the real story all along. Your sister may try to bridge the distance with subtle gestures, testing if you will let her back in without full accountability. The family member may follow, hoping that time alone has softened the truth. But you will not open the gates without the full weight of their honesty laid before you. The strength you have now does not come from winning a battle with them, it comes from refusing to live inside their storm. You've learned how to let the truth do the heavy lifting. You've seen that silence can be a weapon when it's filled with certainty. In time, they will come to realize the full measure of what they lost. Not just access to your trust, but access to your presence, your laughter, your openness. These are things they cannot take back without rebuilding from the ground up, and even then, the foundation will never be the same. You, however, will continue forward. Your days will not be shaped by the shadow of what they did, but by the light of what you chose afterward. And that choice will echo far beyond this moment, into every chapter you write from here on.